Welcome, everybody, to the Grandmother's Net of Light teaching, the online teaching that uh, we're using now to stay connected, to keep growing, to be fully utilized during this time when we've got work to do here on Earth. So, thanks for coming. We meet every 2 weeks. If you want to find out what we're doing, you can always go to netoflight.org or to grandmotherspeak.com. Either site will take you to us, to the same information. We do this online teaching every 2 weeks. Also, every 2 weeks on Wednesday morning, California time, we do some intense, a smaller group of us does intensive work to bring more balance to nature at this time. Because at this time, everything is out of balance. Human beings, nature, all systems, and this is not news to you. We all live in this world. We know what that's like. So a couple of days ago, I started thinking, what's coming through now? What's important? And I didn't know, there was nothing in my mind. And so I went to the grandmothers and I asked them, what is the most important thing for us to learn now and do now to be of service? And so I got a whole lot of information. So I'm going to be giving you all of this stuff today, and I'll try to break it up a little bit so it's not just grim, sitting here looking at me talk. But the first thing they said was a really nice surprise. They said, be aware of how much you are loved, how closely the divine is holding you each day. They said, we see you and we see how hard you are working, on staying focused on God, on us, on any form of the divine, on the net of light during these times that are real hard to focus in. And we see how much you really adhere to that place of staying focused on the highest. And we're grateful to you. We also see how sincerely that you seek to be of service to us and to one another, how committed you are to reining in your monkey mind. I love that one because I have one of those for sure. And keeping your mind focused on us. You have taken a stance to hold life steady in an unsteady time, and we are really grateful to you. That's something to think about, that the divine is grateful to us. We are always so grateful to the divine, but there's a two-way flow there, from creator to creation, from creation back to creator. And this is what is spoken of when they say that, we work together, we work in partnership with the divine. And so the grandmothers were addressing that. They also said that you are beginning to integrate the sacred elements of life with your own life. You're beginning to see the connection of you, what you have heretofore thought of as your personal self, with the great all of life through this connection with the elements. Seeing and feeling how much a part of one another you and the elements are. They said air is now becoming a friend to you, water, earth, and fire as well as ether, the great spaciousness in which we live. You are opening to communion with them all. We thank you for this work and we support you in it. So I now and then, even in these isolating times, I get an opportunity to talk with somebody who's doing this work with us, with the elements. And it does me so much good to hear from you, those of you who are doing this, because I can, just like many of you, start to feel quite isolated, especially now. And so the other day, a couple of friends were talking together, and one of them is Phyllis, who's here with us today. And Phyllis said a couple of things that really struck me, that she was really feeling this connection with the elements. And so I asked her if she would share a little bit of that with us today. So will you do that, Phyllis?
Yes, I'm happy to. Thank you. I think it was about a month ago, Lynn of Seattle was doing the opening, um, casting the net of light and calling on the net of light. And she was calling home the elements. And she used for the earth as a reflection of in my body, our bodies, the reflection of earth was my bones. And it just struck me. I have called the elements and greeted the elements for quite a few years, but as an observational, from an observational point of view, not really a part of it as much as I yearned to be a part of it. And she just pulled back a curtain. So it's becoming much more intimate to me, this relationship, that the earth was in my body, in my bones, the minerality of my bones and all the minerals that are in my body, our bodies. And it sort of cascaded over into greeting the other elements within me and calling them home. And especially, and this is not in order here, but fire. And we've had so much fire to work with and get over, open up my fears and deal with my fears and the wildfires of Northern California where I live, and the beauty and the warmth, and bringing in to my body that how the warmth of our bodies come into this homeostasis. I started feeling those fiery signals of the electrical signals in the brain and the heart, and firing of my muscles. And it's just, it's becoming so much more intricate and pleasurable to me. And more, of course, in the other elements too, but really it just has led me into a deeper relationship with my own self, and bringing those elements home to me, so that now I'm feeling I know I'm a part of nature and the elements. It just continues to unfold. I was just out this morning calling the elements and looking at little birds and feeling the air in them, and more of a relationship. It's just, it's unfolding in a very intimate way and fun, very pleasurable.
Yeah, I relate to what you're saying. It's richer for me now. It's
Yeah.
like there are all these layers of life wherever I am,
Yes.
and I feel them.
Yes. And they're all coming into this balance that moves all the time, and balance and rebalance. And it's just it's just a wonderful sense for me. And I appreciate Lynn saying that. She just opened a curtain for me, the way we
And
do for each other.
I will just bet that right now, as you're speaking, a curtain is being opened for someone else because that's how the grandmothers work. We're all have our parts to play, and we activate something in someone else. We work like as a family because we are one.
Yes, yes.
And so thank you
Oh,
for sharing that.
a very
Yeah.
deep pleasure. You're welcome.
Well, the grandmothers said, after they thanked us and everything, then they said, there's more to learn, and we will teach you. So then they gave us a few things. So we're going to go through that now, and I'll do it in sections, so that there'll be time to kind of, it's almost like an ongoing meditation, these teachings that they're giving us today. But before I start that, let's all think of and call on the radiant net of light that's always with us. And yet, each time we think of it and each time we call on it, its presence gets more deeply grounded in us and in the earth itself. So we activate and magnify this presence of the net of light that penetrates the ether of the entire universe. It is the active principle within the ether. It is the net of light, the net of love, the fabric of being of the universe. And we are part of that. And the grandmothers early on told us that during the times of radical change, in those days, they said, which will be coming soon, but which are with us now, this net of light will hold the earth steady. So call on it. And so every time we meet, we do. And so right now, we call the net of light and all forms of the divine who are one, but show themselves in different forms according to different pathways, different cultures, different religions, because of the need, the human need of the time. And under all those different forms is this oneness, what we think of as this one love. We now magnify this one love to penetrate through our very being, through the land masses, water masses, spacious places throughout the entire universe, holding all life everywhere in a blessing of comfort and security. And in this, we are also included, held in this loving embrace right now. And we ask that the net of light hold all beings, especially those who feel cut off from the source, those who may be caught in fear or grief or anger or senses of separation and loneliness. We ask that the radiant net of light uplift and hold everyone, so that everyone in all the worlds be happy. And this is our prayer, our continuous prayer. And we do the work we will do today within the power and reach of the net of light, in order that everything that comes through that is of value can be magnified, so it can do the greatest good at this time of great need here. So the grandmother said, there is more to learn. And then they said, earth. And they said, ground yourself in the net of light. Commit now to a deep, abiding connection with it. Not a connection that wavers, not one that's a part-time connection, but a full-time, full on connection with the net of light. In other words, asking us to drop this idea that we are separate, that we are not held in love at every moment. I mean, we have certainly been taught all those terrible things, but they're inviting us to drop them now and let ourselves be held in this oneness. And they're saying, admit to yourself that you are part of the fabric of being of the universe. Admit that. And then they said, open to the earth of your body and settle right into that. So think of yourself kind of scooching right down into the earth elements in your body. And let your awareness move through this physical part of yourself, through this physical creation that you live in. And bow to these earth elements that make up this physical being that you are. All the potassium, the calcium, the iron, sodium, the oxygen, everything that's part of who you are. And all of those except the oxygen are earth elements. Solid, steady, grounded, and rooted. This is what you are. This is who you are. No matter how much the winds of change may bluster and blow, you are solid, steady, grounded, and rooted. You are of the earth, connected to the earth. In many ways, in the elemental ways, you are one with Mother Earth. Your feet are anchored to the earth, your lower body also. Every part of you is in deep and constant communion with the earth. And the word is communion. Communing at the deepest elemental level with your mother. Give thanks to the earth now and let your love flow to her. Let it flow right down your body and through your feet, right into her. The gratitude you have for being embodied here on earth at this most important time. Earth in my body, water in my veins, air in my breathing, and fire in my heart. Earth in my body. Feel this. Feel this body that you occupy, that you so identify with, that has been with you all this lifetime here on earth. Earth in my body, water in my veins, air in my breathing, fire in my heart. Earth in my body, water in my veins, air in my breathing, fire in my heart. Notice how your body feels. You may feel power as you acknowledge how grounded and earthed you are. You are powerful. You are full of power. You are capable of great things. And next, the grandmother said, water. Open to the liquid presence within you now. The moisture of the flowing life inside you. Another aspect of your being. Blood, mucus, lymph, your digestive system, your reproductive system, your eliminatory system, the moisture in your cells, in your cell beds, the communion that's always taking place within all these systems of your body, the movement, the coming and going. You are in constant flow, constantly changing, being renewed, repaired, revivified. And water has a great part to play in all of that. Honor this watery aspect of you. I've heard different numbers, but sometimes I've heard that we're 80% water, our body. It's a high percentage. So there's great possibility of awareness here with the watery element, being able to identify with and really work with and support the flow that's going on within you at every moment. Open now to the river of life that's inside you and also outside you. This is the flowing river of life, and you are a part of it. This is the river of life of the entire universe. Within the entire universe is this flow. The river of life flows throughout every part of you. It's in your brain, it's in your heart and in your lungs, it's in every system of your entire creation. Open to this flow now. Open to your moist and living flesh and give thanks for it. Give thanks that you can be here now in physical form, in this body. And as you give thanks for that, you may notice how both the earth and the water are in perfect harmony with one another. It is their nature to be in perfect harmony both inside you and outside you. And every time you notice this harmonic flow within inside you, it becomes greater, more harmonious. And as within, so without. And as without, so within. You become, as the grandmothers say, a walking blessing upon the earth. Harmony within you, harmony without you. Everywhere is harmony. Your body wants to be in harmony. It wants to heal. Your planet also wants to be in harmony and wants to heal. To be held in love like this, to be held in perfect harmony. Feel that now. Ask the grandmothers to show you how to experience even more of this harmony, of the elements within you. And right now, especially the earth and the water where we focused. Go ahead and ask the grandmothers now, grandmothers, how am I doing? Help me to absorb more and to soften and be open to more. Because they promise us that we're always growing in our ability to receive and give more. That it's our birthright to be able to receive and give more and more love and goodness. So it's good to ask them for that, to let them know, yes, this is what I want. And so we leave the earth and water elements in this happy, harmonic convergence. And now we move to fire. We move to the warmth and the heat within you, the temperature of your body, 98.6. Amazing and miraculous how it keeps somewhere within this range all the time to work all the systems of this body in order that life may go on. Feel the warmth in your chest now and how the warmth begins to move through your body as you breathe. You breathe in, and the air moves this warmth, this fire principle of heat throughout your body parts. Throughout, it uses your breath, it uses your blood and your other systems to move this energy. This is the fire of heat and life that resides within you now. You are glowing with light, glowing with the light fire of the divine. Every breath brings an activation of this fire in my heart throughout all systems. This light fire enlivens you. It gives you energy and purpose here on earth. It propels you forward. Many are now beginning to realize that they are actually on fire with the divine, on fire with God, on fire with Jesus, on fire with Allah, on fire with the grandmothers. It's the divine that gives you life each moment, the divine that warms your body, fires your thoughts, and sparks your actions. That comes from the connection that you always have with the divine. You are never and never will be separate from the divine. It is intrinsic to you. It is that warmth within your body. Honor this fire within you, and inwardly bow to it and thank it. The fire in my heart. And notice how you're feeling. And as you turn within, you may become aware again of the harmonic convergence that's taking place now with the three elements with which we've worked, with the earth, with the water, and with the fire. Feel how naturally each one embraces and supports the other. The fire of life is now harmonizing with both the water and the earth. Rest in this for just a moment and experience how your own body feels as this flow of harmony is increasing and increasing. You may feel a warmth or a tingling. You may feel a relaxation. You may feel a pain. You may feel a temperature differential. Anything. There is change being created within you now. And don't judge yourself. Just observe as these observations come to mind. Movement is happening. And now, now we go to air. So take in a slow, grateful breath now. A conscious breath. The divine is breathing us at every moment, but we're seldom aware of it. We seldom notice this constant gift. We just automatically breathe. But go ahead now and breathe consciously and gratefully, bringing in this gift of pure air. Acknowledge the air, your life's breath. It's cleansing your bloodstream, your organs, your lymph system. It's cleansing all systems of your entire creation. Everything within you. And it's sending oxygen to wherever it's needed. All of that magically. And you just observe as this miracle takes place from moment to moment. Feel your breath now, and as you do, bless your breath. Your breath is always blessing you. And experience now as the air, the fire, the water, and the earth all embrace one another and fall into rhythmic harmony together. Perfect, perfectly combined within your creation, inside you. Feel and experience this confluence, the perfection of this confluence of elements within you. And these four are all held, as is all life, by ether, the final element. The space within us and the space without us. The space wherein you live and have your being. Every element, every being, every person and thought throughout time and space is held in ether. Ether is the great container of life. Here's where the net of light is. Give thanks for ether, the great and all-pervasive holder and supporter of life. The great container that holds and sends all prayers throughout the universe. So let your heart open wide now so that those prayers and blessings can really flow forth. And know that this is happening now and that this is happening always. You are divine. You are formed by the divine, made up of the divine, held in the divine for divine purpose. And we are so blessed to have been called together to enjoy this awakening work together so that we can have this divine presence in our humanness and have fun together, share love together, and learn together. I don't know about you, but I think I do. I feel very full right now. I don't think I could hold one more thing after receiving all this from the ground mothers now. And I feel very grateful to them, to you, my sisters and brothers that I get to share this with. So I'll see some of you on Wednesday morning when we do the Earth Balance Response teamwork. And I'll see the rest of you again in 2 weeks. And please, if you have questions or thoughts ideas that feel important, share them with us. We love to hear from you. You're not pestering us. We love you. In fact, oh, how we love you. Oh, how we love you. Oh, how we love you. Oh, how we love you.